Good afternoon, everybody. First and foremost, I want to say Happy Father's Day to everybody. I want to thank George for opening up the shop for this podcast event. So my name is Eric Davis. This is Let's Chop It Up. All right. This is a place for real men, real conversation, and real results. And as we always say, if you are a man who has been dealing with a lot and has never had a place to talk about it or unpack it, you are in the right place today. We are live today at Cumberland Awesome Barbershop. Give me that address, Chief.
4582 Cumberland Road.
Cumberland Road here in the city of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Today we on site at the Black Man's Country Club, aka the Barbershop. All right, chopping it up. Who we are versus who they expect us to be. That's our topic on today. So everybody that's in the house today, we're going to ask you to be on the panel today. Right? We want to get your thoughts, your concerns. How do you feel about fatherhood? What do you think some of the great events are of fatherhood, the blessings of fatherhood, and how they have shaped us and how you have poured into the lives of other people? So we're going to have a real conversation on today, all right? And first and foremost, we want to thank George and the fellas at the Barbershop for letting us be here today. One of the topics today that I thought about was what is the definition of fatherhood to you? And that's an open question on today. What is your definition of fatherhood? That's for anybody in the house, all right? Fatherhood can mean a lot of things. It can mean a number of things. It's how you perceive it, how it's perceived in your eyes, how you feel about it through the years. If you are a father, a mentor, someone who is caring for someone else. So what is the definition of fatherhood to you?
First off, fatherhood, it can be defined by being a provider.
Yes.
Knowing that you are a provider of your home, your children, as well as everything goes on within your family. It also means that you are in somewhat a teacher to your kids as to what, we don't do, how we go about doing things most of the time the right way, you know what I'm saying? How I expect you to carry yourself and how I expect, you to carry yourself when I'm not there. Also, it bleeds over into, such as myself, I have several nephews that don't have fathers in their life. And I took it upon myself, to try to tell them right and wrong and this and that, how these things are done, And then, like you say, it can mean a multitude of things, but that's a few of the things I define it as.
I think whereas we have been boxed in for so long, for so many years as we gotta provide financially, physically, mentally. And I think that's the one that gets looked to the side, is the mental. Because life keeps life. So when we're fathering, when we're taking care of, when we're mentoring, when we're looking out for everybody else, when we're providing financially, emotionally, who's looking out for us?
Well, most of the time it's no one, but we gotta look out for ourselves amongst ourselves.
Yes, sir.
Like you say, this is the place where we can come and talk about that and unpack this type of stuff. Because, as they say, who's gonna take care of the strong when the strong is weak? So we gotta have that bond, and we gotta start that going on. The mental part of it, like you said, it's been overlooked for years. It's finally getting ground, and people are recognizing it, but not enough at this point.
Because we have been called to so many different things, because we have been asked to do so many different things, and we're looked for to do so many different things, when we don't meet the expectation, we are considered less than. Now, y'all, if I'm wrong, y'all tell me I'm wrong on the day.
No, you're not wrong.
So these are things. This is the place for this. We have to have a community of men to support one another. And what better day to do it on the day before Father's Day, when you have to be Superman, Iron Man, Batman, Aquaman. You're asked to be all these people, but yet you got to take time to have someone pour into you. You have to have a community of men that will help you along. So another question we have, thought that I had was, as fathers, no matter the circumstances, we have to be consistent.
We gotta be present.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And Thank you. And that's part of it. You have to be present. You can't be consistent unless you're present. You have to be consistent, because if you're not consistent, you open up the door for something else. I can speak for myself. My oldest daughter, at the time she was the only daughter I had. But when she got to that age of 14, I had her every weekend, spent time, everything we're doing. I said, well, she's getting a little older. Let her be with her friend. It was the worst mistake I could have done. Because nothing tragic happened, but there was a disconnect for those years, those final couple of teenage years where she needed me the most. I was there, but I didn't get the time that I had put in for those first 12, 13, 14 years. So we have to be consistent about what we do. We have to be present to make sure that we do everything we possibly can to impact the lives of those that we have charge over.
Like you're saying, you have to be present. But I know a lot of guys are present, but they're not involved. You got to be involved also. Present is great. Being there in the household, because I know a lot of guys don't even run their household. They're not involved in their kids' life. Kids are there, but they're not involved. Presence, yes, great. Being present and being involved, that's something different that I look at also.
Yeah. I agree with that. One thing I was going to say about what I meant by being present, I mean being present don't necessarily mean that you got to sometimes be physically there, but you got to be there,
Yeah.
where they can count on you, or where you be able to mentor them to express what's right, what's wrong. That's what I mean.
Hello, everybody.
A lot of times you can be miles away, but you still be present in someone's heart.
Yeah.
And in their mind, their focus, if you're present all the time.
You're right, because I was overseas, but I'm still present in my boy's life.
So, and it's good that we have these different seasons of men in the building. I'll put it like that. Different seasons of men in life. I won't say old, I won't say young, I say we get different seasons of life. So we got different perspectives, because the way they were raised is different from the way we were raised.
Right.
And it's gonna be different from the way the younger were raised. But we still hold a standard. Gotta have a standard. It's imperative that we have a standard. I can't stress that enough. Because we see what's going on. And let's just say we see what's going on in the culture. Let's call it what it is. So we gotta make sure that we uphold the standard that that's been set for us. So can we hold each other accountable? Are we to the place where we can hold each other accountable? And it's okay if we it's okay to say if we're not, because if we're not, we need to get to that place.
Yeah, it's tough nowadays, but you can. It's tough.
As fathers, yes.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't want you telling them what to do or how to raise their kids and other stuff. But we can get there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go
You
ahead.
brought a point, a lot of people want you to tell their kids what to do, and maybe that's what we need to get back to. So when I grew up, the neighborhood was raising us. It wasn't just the parents. It was knowing, so it was the neighborhood. You can do nothing that Miss Sandy didn't see and Lynn told your mother about what education be, and then we was ever accountable as kids. So nowadays, it's totally opposite. Somebody brings something about the kid, you want to get offensive, but we shouldn't go that route anymore. Maybe we need to get back to that high school environment, where we can appreciate other people looking out for your kids as well.
Yes, sir. Because now I got a neighborhood. I got one. I remember like it was yesterday. Anybody else?
I tell you, I grew up in a small town, Louisiana. If I did something, it was so small, we didn't have street, we just called it the back street and the front street. Typical train track down the middle of the town, white on this side, black on this side. That's how I grew up. And if a neighbor saw me doing something on back street, by the time I make it home, mom and pops already know. They already know, because they let them know, hey, I just saw your boy out here doing some stuff. I know you don't want to do it. They don't let that be known.
It's a completely different era now. You better not chastise nobody's son or daughter.
Right.
Unless you have built a relationship up and fathered them by them being around you. I got all girls. That's my youngest. I got all girls. So I always had girls in my home. So I had to make sure that I gave the right representation even not just for my girls, but those that will become their friends. Those are relationships that I have built, and they have my phone right now. They're grown women with careers, and I send out a text and check on them every now and then, and they're appreciative, and I appreciate them for that. So those are the things, even as fathers, we have to make sure we set the example for those who may not have fathers. And I think sometimes we can get lost in that. We just looking out for ours. And a lot of times, kids will glean to our children because they see the structure in our home. They see the being present. They see being there in the midst of it, making sure that you're there for activities, whatever the case may be, whether it's church, school, sports, whatever. We're being present, and they know we're present, and they glean to that because sometimes that's something they're missing. And the only structure they see may be the structure that you provide. Right? So, now another question. What do you all feel are some of the misconceptions of fatherhood? What's something they looked at and said, we should be doing this?
Hey. No,
Come on in, talk to me, Randy. You can talk and cut at the same time.
I would say this. Every household is not the same.
That's right.
Every father is not going to chastise or discipline their child the way you do your household. Right. That works in your household, right? Not mine. What's that saying? What you got, when you went to so-and-so house, don't bring it here. Right. So that works in their household, it don't work for me. Now my kids told me, Daddy, I'd rather for you to whoop us than to talk to us. Because
I would like that with my grandma.
it comes, whooping is one thing. You get over that, and everything. But that talking, it's here. And the father sitting there, or whoever the guardian is, and it comes back what they did, or what they have done. You go home. Nah. I repeat it again and again. It's like hearing something over and over. I'm tired of it. You done told me once, why tell me again? So every household is not the same. Every father will not and won't be able to provide for that child what the other father has done, because they will make comparisons. Right. But one thing is for sure, that you show them the love. And that is one of the biggest keys. Whether he or she did this or did that. But that love, show them that all the time. You don't appreciate what they have done, but that love will last forever. One day, this is my baby boy. I am his stepfather, but he is my son. I don't call him stepson. I raised him since he was 6. And I haven't done everything right. But we can talk. It made some things we talk about and some things we don't. Because he figured, hey, you don't need to know that about what I've done. And hopefully that the life that I live and the love that I have shown will penetrate and he will show that to his granddaughter, not his daughter, who is my granddaughter, So hopefully, that is it. But that love is the key. Whether you can provide or you can't, but still show them the love.
I was going off what he's saying. Communication also. You talk to them and you let them know. How things are, how you express yourself with your kids and stuff. Because there's a certain way to talk to your kids. True. You can't just talk to kids any old kind of way. And once they understand, my boy, that's just the way you talk, They understand how I am, how I express my love to them. And like you say, that love goes a long way. Even if you're simply telling your kids daily, I love you.
Now, since we went there, we're going to transition. Have we read? Do we express the love we have for our children? Because all of us weren't raised under that umbrella. Some were raised a little harder. Right. And so they express themselves that way. Yeah. But we have to be able to adapt with the generation. You got to communicate that love and appreciation for your children. Because if you don't, somebody else will. And it's going to be negative. It may not go the way it should. You open your children up to a lot of different things when they seek it. A lot of times, let's talk about gang possession. I remember we were in school, we were studying. A lot of times, people lean towards gangs because they were missing something at home. So they felt. Not that they were. So, and it could be for a lot of other things. So we have to find a way. We don't know the way. We got to find a way to show the love and appreciation for our children. They did not ask to come here. They had no choice in the matter. So whether we agree, disagree, whatever about the situation, we have the responsibility. And we have to own the responsibility, regardless of the situation. All right, that's something we charge to do, and sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow because you have to deal with somebody you really don't like, but it has nothing to do with the child. Well, don't go there. See, when you were talking, I heard you. But you know what I'm talking about. But because something Clarence said months ago, life keeps life. Regardless of what we deal with, life is going to keep life. So we have to make sure that we foster in the relationships, especially with those people that are in our lives that we have been charged with. That makes sense? Yes, sir.
How do you you trying to nurture and foster a relationship with your child, but your child is not in the home with you, she's with the mother. But the mother could be bitter still with you, and she's planting the seeds into that child, and then you got confrontations with your child because of what the mother is. So you don't want to get in trouble. I ain't trying to go downtown 72 hours. I ain't trying to do that no more. So how do you get around that type of?
I don't think it's a point of getting around it. I think you have to stay the course, and you got to continue doing what you're doing, communicate. Because it's going to come to a point where that child is going to come of age, and it's going the relationship now. Once the mother moves out of the way, once they get of age, you don't have to go through the mother. So you got to keep. That's why you got to be consistent. Sooner or later, I promise, sooner or later, it's going to turn in your favor and it's going to click. It's going to click with that child because you're being there consistent. It doesn't have to be any negativity with the mother. As long as you're there consistently and you communicate. Tell them you love them. Tell them I appreciate you. Whether you getting along or not.
Well, they call it baby mama drama, man.
I know what it is. We're going to call it. It is what it is.
It's real,
It's
man.
a lot of real.
Drama, man.
It's real. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of it going on. But I think a lot of times when they get into that aspect, a lot of brothers get into that aspect, they're like, well, I don't want to deal with it, so I'm done.
Yeah.
But what happens is, what about the child? What about the child? You can listen. You can pay all child support all day long. You pay it all day long. But child support doesn't help deal with the mental anguish of that child, the heartbreak in that child, the self-esteem in that child. Because that child's still growing up and their relationship is severed. And the relationship between a father, and I can speak on girls, or I love that girls, between a father and a daughter is critical. It's key. Because she's going to look for a man like her father. Now y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I ain't trying to preach, I'm just saying. I know it because it's true. A son will look for a woman who emulates his mother. But there's something about that relationship between a father and a daughter.
Daughters compare.
They thank you. They compare and they look. They see trying to see how do you measure up to my father?
If he was around, right? If he was around.
So my oldest daughter married a couple years ago. I married her. First I took off. I be the one to walk my oldest daughter, my birthday down the aisle. But I knew I was so in tune when she called me. I said, "What you need?" All I said was, "What do you need me to do?" She said, "Daddy, can you marry me?" I said, "Cool, I got you." So the night after reception, we were leaving. Somebody walked in, he said, "I got it. I'm gonna take care of it." That's all I had to hear, and I'm holding you to that. Because something that was said to me years ago, they are my responsibility until somebody comes and marries them and takes them off my hands. Now I got one. I'm just kidding. She know I'm messing with it. But that is the responsibility that we as fathers should take on. I got some mothers in the house. But I think that's the responsibility we need to honestly look at. Especially if we're talking about daughters. The responsibility of I got nephews. And I'm a little rough on my nephews. All right? Because I want to prepare them for life. They grown now, but they good. I got a godson preparing them for life. But for young ladies, you gotta make sure that you are providing a safe space. Every household is different. Every household is different. But for mine, we didn't do, my kids never saw us argue. Never. They can't tell you one time they saw us argue. Because what we came to an agreement. I set the order in the house. You set the tone in the house. I need to break that down. I said that was just an agreement we came to. When we come in the house, if the house out of whack, something happens. When we're gonna set the order in the house, we're gonna come together, this is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna raise it. All right, so but I think it goes back to being present. It goes back to making sure that we are there, that we are pouring in. We're not gonna do everything right. There is no blueprint on parenthood.
Right.
None whatsoever.
But
There ain't no blueprint on parenthood.
Even an old school cat can use the technology we got now to make a bond with their kids by using the technology we have now.
There you go, that's good.
Like Instagram. We didn't have Instagram back in the day to keep in contact with our children, no FaceTime.
We had cell phones.
I used that phone. I was living in Baltimore
Uh-huh.
and found a way to contact with my kids in North Carolina. They had their own cell phones, but it wasn't good enough.
Uh-huh.
I had to crack the code, man. I ended up, my kids like basketball, right? I was up there thinking, how can I bond with my kids 5 hours away from them? No, I've been gone for 6 years and I'm trying to better my life up there because I couldn't do it in Fayetteville with the distraction. My kids play basketball. I said, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. Y'all send me a video, y'all making 5 shots in a row, and I'll send you $10 every time you do it. You know what that became? I started bonding more with my kids all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? And it worked out for me, man. Everything landed right in my lap. I ended up coming back to North Carolina, getting custody of my 2 boys. But this is what I had to do though, y'all. The 2 people that were in my way, I had to wish them well. That was the hardest thing that I could, no, you had to really do it though. Not just say I wish them well, you had to feel it. But I had to think though, if my kids was, if I wish them 2 people well, wish them worse over there with my kids, then my kids are gonna be doing bad.
Bingo.
Whether I like them 2 people over there or not, my kids are living with them, I had to wish them well, man. I had to wish them 2 people well. So it becomes way more than mental and physical. It becomes a spiritual thing after a while. You gotta check that off too if you want things to land in your lap. So just letting y'all know I got custody of my kids now. I live in Fayetteville again. I get my 100% from the military, and all that landed right in my lap just by keeping them straight path.
You made a decision that wasn't easy, that you had to swallow pride, that you had to pivot and put the kids first. And that a lot of times that's hard for us to do. Listen, we don't know what unselfishness is until we have a child.
Because they still trying to hurt you. Them 2 people were still trying to hurt me when I was wishing them well now. You gotta understand that, you know? And I'm still wishing them well, knowing that y'all still trying to hurt me. Not allowing my kids to use their cell phone to call me, cutting off communication. You see what I mean? I had to keep straight on that. I had to keep straight on that. Like, so, don't let things trick you out your blessings out here too.
That goes back to what the question Randy asked. You gotta make sure that you stay the course.
They want you to play back dirty so you can block your blessings. Like now you playing dirty with them. You can't do
The
that.
children will see.
I'm listening to y'all and the conversation in the aspect of being in daughter. Now, I'm a parent of 5 girls.
Okay.
But now my baby's 23. I haven't seen her in 21 years. Because my mama took her from me. And took her back to the Bahamas. But it's like he's saying, nowadays we got Instagram and all this. I've used all of that. Just used the last time, November, my daughter's birthday. You know I'm out here. You know I'm reaching out to you. I can't keep doing it. No. Because you know I exist.
despite what you heard about me, it's what you're trying to know about me now.
20 years of misinformation, 20 years of miscommunication. So it's not gonna be that easy. I'm gonna say it like if you already seen it's not gonna be that easy.
Yeah.
But don't stop. Don't stop. Don't, because there may have to be a physical one-on-one meeting. Right there. Whatever, however that's gonna take place. That's gonna happen. Because you got 20 years. You're not gonna win 20 years on the phone.
No.
Yeah, so that's where everything comes. Because there's hurt. There's a hurt on her part, there's hurt on your part. A lot of times we might not want to admit it, but we hurt when we can't give it to you.
Nah, not at all.
It's gonna hurt. Because especially if you take fatherhood seriously, when you don't get to do, well, listen, we provide, yes, we do all these things, but when we don't get to do the things that we would like to do, whether it's working, you got, case in point, you tied up with work, you tied up with ministry, you tied up with whatever nonprofit you're doing, and you don't get to do those things. I know for me, after a while it would bother me. You know, we hear the old saying, you know, well, I make sure you got a roof over your head. Well, you got that roof over your head anyway if you by yourself. So, you know, and I know that's an old cliche that's come down the pipe. But they didn't, like, once again, they didn't ask to be here. So we take on the responsibility of making sure that they're cared for emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. Well, your situation is completely different. But I say that again, it's going to have to be a one-on-one, face-to-face. And I pray that that comes and yet gets resolved. Because she's at a pivotal place in life right now.
Say you're dealing with a female, and you know, you impregnate this female. Both of y'all know you don't want to have a kid. You tell a female, I want to have a kid. You give the female, this is my friend, I got him.
Yeah.
You give the female the money to do that.
Yeah.
She keeps the money, go do something else, and then say, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. But you already agreed. So how does that man supposed to feel? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He gave her the money.
Yeah, he gave her the money to have divorce, whatever. You know what I'm saying? She said, I can't do it. She agreed to do it, then says, I can't do it. Keep the money, spend the money now. How should a man feel about it? Because this situation's like that. I got a lot of these.
So that situation,
Should he be bitter?
he can be, but don't live there. Don't live there. Because she made a decision dealing with her body.
Right.
So what you need, what I also need to do, make sure that you get to a place where you can heal from that. Because now, now you got to take on the responsibility. Because if you don't, the system gonna step in and make sure you take care of the responsibility.
Yeah.
So you have to get beyond that. Okay, and see it now. And then if you were younger, you making grown-up decisions at a young man.
Right.
So we can't make her do anything with her body. You come to agreement, she has the right to change her mind. But it should have been communicated if she changed her mind.
Right.
But you have to get beyond that part of it and be there for that child. That's the best I can say. Anybody want to speak to that? That's the best I can say for that.
You gotta hold accountability even if things don't go your way. You know what I'm saying?
Say it again. Say that loud. Say that loud.
You gotta hold accountability even when things don't go your way.
Even when things don't go your way. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Being accountable. So can we go back to what we said? Are we ready to? Can we, or are we at a stage where we can hold each other accountable? Now I do feel in certain situations we can hold each other accountable respectfully. Certain situations respectfully. But you can, because some cats can't speak your situation if they had dealt with your situation. Right. All right. Another question. What was it that you wish you knew before you made the decision or became a father? What was it that you wish you knew before? Now I'm gonna come with it like this, so y'all don't drop on me. Because if you didn't protect yourself, you were making a decision to be a father, regardless of what she says. Everybody feel me on that? We together on that. You are making the decision to be a father, and you did not protect yourself, regardless of what she said. We grown men, so we talk like this. Everybody pull our game, ain't that strong. We talking. We gonna talk. 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 We gonna talk now.
Pastor, what I do?
Everybody,
Sound good.
It
sound
is what it is.
We ain't gonna tell the kid.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Nice father that we in the shop. We gonna talk about it. It is what it is.
Hey, my son ranked 354 in the country in basketball. He was an oopsie baby. You know what I'm saying?
What does that mean, that son? What's an oopsie baby? I mean,
He said,
I didn't make down one of them.
break it down for you. His pull-out game wasn't that strong.
Oh man, you gotta work on that. You should work on that a long time ago, man.